The 4-3-2-1 is back and one of the best formations to use on FC24. Your custom tactics work like this: 44 defensive width, 55 depth, build-up play we go balanced, chance creation is direct passing, width is 50, players in box is 5, and our player instructions work like this: striker on stay forward, right forward on stay forward and get in behind, your left forward on come back on defense. This is going to make the formation defend in a 4-4-2. Left centre mid on balanced and cover centre. Your centre mid on stay back and cover centre. Your right centre mid on balanced and cover wing. The right back is on join the attack. And your left back is on stay back. Now, time to show you how to actually use these custom tactics and instructions in game. So to start us off, we're going to look at how the striker and the left forward and right forward can kind of link up and play with one another. We can see here we win the ball high up in the opponent's half and we fizz it straight away into Rodrigo. Now, Kolo Muani, who is our striker in this setup, is on getting behind. What that means is that when we get into this final third, the striker is going to look to make those runs in behind to give ourselves options. You have the choice of trying to feed the ball in behind or using it as bait and driving into different areas of the pitch. The opponent obviously is going to see this. It's a 2v2 scenario. He's very wary of that. He moves into that passing lane, then commits onto there. Now, this is a feature which I've been using a lot, which is obviously the R1 controlled sprint. We spoke about it yesterday on Sunday, in our how to attack video. You can just see how I'm holding R1 here, getting those little touches in with that controlled sprint and then driving in towards the byline. Now, kind of get into an area here where you think, okay, this might be a little bit difficult to find something. And it's all about kind of trying to stick as close into this area as you possibly can. So many people expect you to kind of cut in to go to here. If you carry on walking just down there, the opponent doesn't always expect it. So you can see we drive and then we find off that pass. Nearly Kolo Muani finding that goal, but we stick with it. We stick on that press. The La Croqueta, Rodrigo getting that through. Now, something to take note of here is that, look, I'm not on any pressing tactics with this. You saw us on balanced. But if we have the opportunity to box the opponent in ourselves with a manual press, we will try to do that. The best time to win the ball is when you have just lost it because the opponent's trying to find their way out. So that worked an absolute treat there. Now we win the ball. Opponent went for a cross. Lafont gets it. We spread the ball out wide. Now remember, because we're defending in a 4-4-2 in this setup, as you have just won the ball, you are going to find your left forward, which again was Rodrigo here for me. You're going to find them in a left mid position. It's only when you kind of slowly transition up and you basically go back into that 4-3-2-1. But when you just win the ball and you look to play out, it's going to be in a 4-4-2, which is really, really helpful in these scenarios. So we lay the ball out wide to Rodrigo. Now, what do? Well, we've got a pacey striker. We tap L1 in this direction, and that means that basically whoever is in front of Rodrigo is going to be triggered on a run. On Xbox, this would be LB. So you can see how we've highlighted Kolo Muani here. This is going to tell him, go on a run, get in behind, let's cause some trouble. Because we identify we've got loads of room here out on this left wing with Rodrigo. We could recycle, we could go back into the middle, we could build up slowly. But sometimes it's about, tell you what, can we try and be a little bit quicker? You don't want to allow the opponent to get every player back behind the ball in every single attack. Sometimes try and be a bit quicker as and when you can. So by doing this, by triggering this run, we're asking the question of the opponent: are you going to cover this through ball? Are you going to cover this dangerous threat that we have? We've got the whole of your pitch to play into. Can we find it? Now, the opponent doesn't track it. I'm playing against two players here. They kind of move into the middle, but they don't switch onto either one of these defenders, which means I can just go for that triangle through ball, Y on Xbox, and get in on goal and then just walk it past the goalkeeper. I've spoke about this in previous videos. Triangle through balls are just, and Y through balls on Xbox are so strong. You don't need to do precision passes. You don't need to try and overcomplicate it. At times, you can just go for these crazy through balls through the middle, and they're just going to be inch perfect. Kolo Muani gets through. Now, as soon as this goalkeeper comes through here, what I'm identifying, I talk about the 3 Ps quite a lot: pace, player, and position. What I'm thinking about pace-wise is, can I take another touch with sprint here? Do I need to slow down? Do I just need to do dribbling? This year, they've introduced a controlled sprint, which means we can kind of keep moving at a speed to keep away from these defenders, but not take the big touch that the goalkeeper can just claim it. And then we're thinking about per player, and that's Kolo Muani. Is he right-footed, left-footed? Can I go for a finesse shot? Does he have the finesse shot plus play style? Does he have the finesse shot play style? Thinking about all these things independent to this individual player. And then position, I'm thinking about the goalkeeper. Are they going to come out? Are they going to be able to claim? Can I walk past them? Are they keeping them on the line? Are they going for goalkeeper movement? We can see here, he's rushing the goalkeeper out. So it's basically just, can I walk it past you? Which you can with control sprint, because goalkeepers are broken and they drop to the floor way too easily. So to kind of highlight how this defends, as I mentioned, it plays and defends in a 4-4-2 because of our instruction on our left forward. What it will mean, because the right centre mid is on cover wing, if the ball's out on the right hand side, you will find your right centre mid pushing out more towards the wing. But when it's out on this left hand side here, the bottom of the screen, they tuck in a little bit. So the opponent does have the ability to switch the ball quite easily, but if they keep it in this sort of area, this is where you're going to find defending with this formation so easily. It's literally 2 banks of 4, and then obviously your striker or your right forward and striker kind of linking up in that 4-4-2 almost. So it makes it easy for us to defend, and then we can look to break away as and when. So we're just protecting the middle, keeping our players there, and then it's about, okay, we can look to break now. Now it's in a 4-3-2-1 again. Look how close these players are to one another. That's the whole point. Striker, right forward, left forward. You want them being close, looking for little first time passes, one touch, then pass, kind of changing up that tempo. You can see how that just gives us a great opportunity to look to break. Now, you will find yourselves playing against the 4-2-2. Some people are running the 4-2-4 with kind of that high press. There's so many different variations, but basically if the opponent has 2 banks of 4 up top, so 2 strikers, left wing, right wing, in any sort of position, even if it's in a 4-4-2 and they push the right mid and left mid up really high, you're going to find you have a lot of area in the middle of the park if they don't get it out to the wing. Now, if they do, then obviously your left forward will drop in and kind of help out defensively here. But if they try and play just through the middle, you're going to protect against these 2 strikers really easily. And then it's so easy to transition out. We can then just move that ball, that top side. We can see we triggered a player lock. We spoke about it in our how to attack video on Sunday. Super effective here. Just keep driving at the opponent, controlled sprint, player lock again, and then that through ball, and then Rodrigo with that green time finish at the near post, which is very consistent. In this attack here, you can see how I am going to lose the ball, but something I want to talk about is kind of change the tempo. You want to recycle as and when you can, but if we can look for first time passes in and around the box, you're going to have so many players in this 4-3-2-1. You can see how we're trying to keep that tempo up, and then we lose it with De Bruyne. First time pass, and now we look like we're in a bit of trouble, okay? So this can happen because if you look at the mini map, our right back, obviously it's on join the attack. If you lose the ball and the opponent transitions really quickly, you're going to find yourself kind of in a bit of a sticky scenario. Now, I did push my centre back forward here, so that's why I'm so like 2v2 almost. Now, the opponent has the ball with Haaland. I'm currently controlling Sule, my right centre back. What I'm thinking about is his immediate threat. He wants to feed this player through. Haaland, yes, can keep running, but he's looking at this as kind of an option. So what I'm going to wait for here is I'm going to hold. Then as soon as he takes a touch with sprint, I'm then going to step. It's a super aggressive move, but it's going to work out a treat for us. So you can see how I'm kind of faking my reaction. I'm backing off. Then he takes that touch. Boom, I'm there. I'm ready to tackle you. Taking those kind of advantage of when the opponent goes for sprint is super good. And then Rodrigo drives, and then we get that penalty. So you can kind of see how it quickly kind of transitions from defense into attack as and when you can. Now, we also want to recycle. We also want to have patience as well. You can see how we get the right centre mid up in an advanced scenario. Our right back is always here for us. And just look at this on the mini map. You can see how you've got your 3 defenders, left back, centre back, and then your right back is going to be here. This is giving you options on the edge and options in the middle should you go for either one of them. This is why the 4-3-2-1 is used by so many people, because it's giving you outlets that you wouldn't have if you played in with just 4 attackers, essentially. We've got more numbers. We can then work our way through. Rodrigo drives, getting in towards that byline, looking to recycle, dribbling, just being patient, just waiting. Can we find an opening? No. Okay. 2 players on the edge of the box, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and then Kevin De Bruyne. And now let's drive. Let's get through, and then the green time. Brilliant work. So you've learned how to use this formation. You really want to up your attacking game though. Click this video right here and we will show you how to attack on FC24.